Hey everyone, what's going on? So yeah, today we're talking about deck rails. Now before we get into the video, real quick, Corey over at Lil Jawns Rails hooked it up big time. I hit him up on my Instagram DMs and said, hey man, I'm making a video tomorrow. Any chance I can get a discount code for my subscribers? And he said, sure thing, 10% off when you use code nice try, one word at checkout. And it's not a limited time thing, so take your time. But yeah, if you want to ever try rails or you skate rails yourself, Lil Jawns are by far the best. We'll get into that in the video, but I definitely recommend them if you skate rails or want to try them. 10% off, use code NICETRY at checkout. So the reason I wanted to come to this spot in particular, the bleacher spot, is because a lot of people think of deck rails, they think of double-sided curbs, slappies, board slides, things like that. And yes, it does help with board slides, and slappy guys love having them on their boards for the feeble slappies and things like that, but they actually do a lot more than just that. And I don't really have a double-sided curb relatively available to me. There's that raised up curb block at the DIY. There's a double-sided ledge type thing at that one school, but Buffalo doesn't really have a lot of double-sided curbs. So part of me was like, do I really even need these things? And after skating them for 2 decks in a row now, I can tell you, yes. And we'll get into why in just a minute. But first, let's warm up. Man, I'm glad I remembered to bring those paper towels with me. We've been getting rain the past few days, so I knew that the bench would be a little wet, but that was really wet. So yeah, we're gonna let that dry out and just warm up with some flat ground. Man, I'd be lying if I said that backside flip didn't take me like 10 minutes to get like a decent one. I'm not even happy with it. I don't know. Some weeks they work, some weeks they don't. But yeah, warmed up now, definitely. And the bench is dry, so let's get into the whole point of the video, deck rails. Specifically, the Lil Jawns. So I particularly was drawn to this brand because of the different shapes of rails they have. In Buffalo, we have a lot of like chunky, crusty curbs and ledges. And I noticed with other deck rails that have kind of like a sharp edge, like the Bones ribs, even when Bev Up was doing rails, his kind of had the same, not sharp edge. His was a little rounder, but still. These have a super round outside edge and a sharp inside edge. And what that does, at least I feel, is when I'm skating something chunky, the round edge kind of bounces over it rather than catching and ripping out my rail. So I have not had these rip out ever. Skated them 2 decks now, probably about 3 months altogether. Very minimal wear. I could probably run these through another 3 boards because, again, I'm not like just skating double-sided curbs. I also picked up 2 sets of the skinny moths. So yeah, these are called the moths, by the way, if I didn't say that, but the skinny moths are basically the same exact shape, just thinner, and I think it'll just look a little bit nicer on an 825. I really don't think the thinness will mess anything up, and I look forward to trying those. Like I said, I got 2 sets. I'm very excited to try those, but these are still working fine, so I'm going to run these through this whole board, and then on my next setup I'm going to put on the skinny moths. But as far as like the material very little wear. I mean, you guys, if you're watching my videos, you know I've been board sliding a ton of stuff lately. That double-sided parking block, like raised up one at the DIY, I probably board slid that like 50 times last week, and honestly, I couldn't even tell that I've done any on these almost. They're still like brand new, so they last. They're a little expensive, but hopefully that 10% with the discount code Nice Try at checkout will help you guys, you know, bite the bullet, give them a try. Like I said, I really enjoy them, and I'm not like a big slap. I mean, I like slappies. I like going to the slappy curbs, but I also like skating skate parks. I like skating street spots. I'm not like specifically like just a, you know, slappy board slide hurricane combo type guy. You know, I like skating flip tricks, doing all that stuff. So I've not noticed any difference in flip tricks. I mount my rails 1 1/8 inches in, so they're equally lined up on both sides. It's very important. I feel like if you're going to be doing a lot of flip tricks, you want to have them centered on both sides so that it doesn't mess up the weight distribution. And as far as like weight added to the board goes, this isn't, I don't notice a difference, honestly. I mean, maybe at first you would, but after a couple of weeks, you know, it just feels like your normal board. And yeah, but let's get into some of like the reasons why I really like skating deck rails and why I'm probably never not going to skate them again. So first, board slides, obviously. Board slides are one of those tricks. They're super fun. You can kind of do them at a lot of spots. The problem with board slides and skateboards are that the concave of the board, you have to be dead center on the board. Otherwise, you're going to lean back, shoot out, or lean forward, shoot forward. You know what I mean? So deck rails basically give you the ability to lock into a board slide. It's going to stay nice and level with what you're sliding on, and it almost gives you like that snowboard lock-in feel. It's really fun. And also, obviously, the material it's made out of slides and grinds through anything. You know, it's one of those things where once you start board sliding super long and, you know, locking in, and it's so much fun. It's hard to go back to a normal board. It's pretty much it. I mean, just it makes board slides way more fun. Another big benefit for me is Smith grinds. So when I lock into Smith grinds, there's actually like a point of contact here with the rail in this. So it almost, you know, if my arm is the ledge, you can see it goes right along the rail here and up here. Normally when I do Smith grinds, I get like this crazy wear on the side of my board from it digging into the side of the ledge. I've been doing loads of Smith grinds. I don't have any of that because most of it hits the rail. And yeah, you get like a nice secure lock-in feeling when you're doing Smith grinds, feebles, stuff like that, even on ledges, not just flat bars. It does definitely work way better on a flat bar, but I skate a lot of ledges, and we're gonna skate this bench in a little bit, and I'll demonstrate a bunch of Smith grinds, and you can see where it's locking in on the rail. And it really just like gives you that extra inch or two of a Smith. Feels really nice. It locks in really good. You feel confident, and it's just it's a good feeling. It feels better. I don't know how else to explain it, but it feels good. And yeah, doesn't affect my flip tricks. It's just all around, like, it hasn't messed up any of my skating. It's only improved it. And ever since I started mounting them with the drywall screws all the way through, they never pop out. These things are still tight. They don't rattle. They don't nothing. I do have it on good word from Robbie, aka East Coast Curb Killers, that the rails or the hardware that comes with Lil Jawns work perfectly fine. That's what he uses, and he is like major slappy dude. So yeah, I mean, he recommended the moths to me, and yeah, I've still been on them. I'm not going to change. I really like these moth rails. So, but I don't know. I think at the end of the day, what I'm saying is, if you haven't tried them, it's worth a shot. It's not going to hurt your skating. If you don't like the feeling of the board slides or whatever, you can just take them off, I guess. And at the end of the day, I don't know. I mean, it's not like a crazy expensive purchase, you know. So I highly recommend trying them. Like I said, huge shout out to Corey for hooking up that link. I don't benefit at all from it. I've bought all these rails. I didn't get anything for free. This is just me loving a product and trying to get you guys a little bit of a discount, so maybe you want to try it, or, you know, if you skate rails, you can pick up a couple sets for cheap. So yeah, but let's do some grinds and slides on these things, huh? if that wasn't looking fun, I don't know what is fun to you. Rails are so much fun. Those were all the tricks on the bench that I can really kind of do relatively easy with rails. The front boards were super scary. I was really surprised at how the footage turned out of the selfie board slide and half cab board slide. It actually looked really cool. Maybe I'll try to do some more of that kind of stuff, but it's really funny just like trying to do the trick while you're holding your arm out straight like this. But yeah, it was super fun. Like I said, they don't mess up any other aspects of my skating. Board slides are totally possible. All the tricks I did are totally possible without the rails, but they just make it a little easier. And at my age, I can use all the help I can get with stuff, you know, and I'm really about making skating as fun as possible and trying to not get stressed out and get hung up on tricks and things like that. I do want to improve and I do want to learn new tricks, but yeah, it's just, you know, the last thing I want is to stick on a couple board slides and be like, this is stupid, you know, and board slides should be easy or whatever it is that, like, you know, throws you off that day. But I personally love the rails. Like I said, I haven't had any issues. So basically, yeah, I'm super content with how my setup is. I like the rails a lot. Lil Jawns is amazing. Shout out to them for letting me get a code. Like I said, code nice try, one word, and check out 10% off any rails. They make a plethora of, you know, you don't have to just skate the moths because I skate them. They got all different designs. They got nunchucks. They got, you know, everything. They got all sorts of weird rails over there. So go check out the website. Link will be in the description. I haven't done that trick in so long. What? That's crazy. I seriously haven't done that trick in a long time. Second try. I tried it once goofing around in between the nose grind tries and then landed the nose grind, and then I was like, all right, I'll try that. Landed it first try. I gotta get another one. That's the coolest feeling trick. Oh, goals. I want to learn switch nose grind 180s by the end of summer. I used to have those a long time ago. I gotta get my switch game up. Dude, no way again, first try. No way. You guys are gonna think I'm lying, but that was also first try. I don't know what's going on, but that trick's working today. Let's try one more. I should just call it a day while I'm ahead here. Man, I am so pumped. Just randomly, nose grind 180s are just like on lock for me, I guess, which is pretty cool. Like, I was like totally expecting that not to work, and it was like every try. I think I tried 6 and landed 4, or I tried 5 and landed 4 of them, I think. So I think I'm gonna call it a quits there. Like, you know, just super content with today. Skating was fun. Man, I'm just happy. Flip tricks weren't working out so great. The backside flip took forever. But as soon as I started sliding this bench, man, I was having a great time. Again, if you want to give deck rails a try, or you like deck rails, liljawnsrails.com. Link will be in the description. Use code NICETRY, one word, at checkout. And yeah, get 10% off any rails you want. That's going to do it for today's video, everyone. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow, maybe, or whenever I do the next video. Peace.
Don't know nothing about me, dude.